Hello. Hi, Marianne. Can you hear me? Let's see. Hello, everybody. I'm wondering if you guys can hear me. Yes, no. Yes, you can hear me. Hi, Deborah. You guys can hear me pretty good? Okay, good. I a little while ago was using my Apple AirPods on something online, and then it said it changed my microphone to that, and I was concerned. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys could hear me. All right, I'm going to mute everybody. If you want to say something, there's this little box that says chat down there. You can always ask me a question there. Or you can raise your hand and I'll unmute you. I'm going to run through everything first, and then let's see. And then at the end, we'll see if I haven't covered everything that you guys were going to maybe ask or were wondering about. And you know what? I just remembered one thing I needed to check. I'm going to give us just a couple of minutes to let everybody join us. All right, let's see. I have lots of things to show you guys, so I'm going to be changing over my screen in a minute. Let's see. This is always that awkward time when we're waiting for everybody to get here. Let's see. I am looking for... We've got a few people on here. You know, every time I do this, it's like I'm relearning how to do it. Well, I'm going to show you guys my screen in a little while, if I can remember how to do it. You know, I use Zoom all the time, but for some reason, why isn't it showing up? I really want to show you guys some stuff. Let's see. It seems like it's always somewhere obvious. Zoom record. This is going to be recorded, so if you ever want to come back and look at it, you are more than welcome to. I'm going to switch over and show you some things online. There's a lot of things I want to point out to you that's better understood when I show it to you. So just be cognizant of that. Of course, I understand we're busy, so do what you got to do. Okay, so first of all, who am I? I'm Erica Serwin. I am the proud leader of the Sweet Stampede. You may not have bought your starter kit from me. You may have bought it from someone in my team, in my downline. So I thought I would just take a minute and just give you kind of a little summary of who I am. I have been a demonstrator it'll be 10 years this summer. I had just had my third baby, and I was teaching school full time. I taught kindergarten, and I was desperate to get away from all of them. And I was looking for reasons to get out of my house, to get away from my family, to have adult conversations, and occasionally a glass of wine. So a friend of mine invited me to a Stampin' Up! Workshop, and I went, and I was hooked. I was already a scrapbooker. I started scrapbooking in college, which is 25 years now. So this was just kind of a natural lead-in for me. So I bought products for just a little while, and I had made a calendar cover for my calendar that I used at school, and everybody was asking me to make them one. And I thought, you know, why don't I just teach you guys how to make it instead of making them? And then I thought, why don't I become a demonstrator and I can get a discount for all these calendars. And that's how it started. And then it just snowballed. I never gave it up. I never stopped wanting to do more, to get more products, to have more, fun with friends. And slowly, after about 5 years, I was my Stampin' Up! Business was booming, but I was still a full-time teacher with 3 kids. And I didn't like teaching anymore. It's become very difficult for public school teachers. And I was also tired of being with little kids all day and then coming home to my little kids all day. And I knew something had to give. I couldn't do more in either place. And my husband, thank God, was super supportive and said, let's try it. Why don't you resign and try doing Stampin' Up! Full-time for a year? And I did, and that was 5 years ago. The first year I lived in fear that I was going to have to go back to teaching. But luckily, I worked really, really hard to make this a business, a full-time business. And every year has just grown and grown. So that's my story. I did local classes for a very long time. And just in the last 6 months, I've my local class, my online business is booming so much. And I have so many downline here in the area that can take over for that one. I was just really kind of down to one local class a month. I am going to do, occasionally things like retreats and my BOGO sale, those things I'll do locally, but mostly I've transitioned over to online only. And now our team has grown to over 200 people, which is kind of a job in of itself, trying to keep up with all of that. So I ask for patience and tolerance when I forget names and I forget who's on my team, because it becomes very overwhelming, very difficult to remember, especially when I don't know you guys in person. If I met you at an event, then I would remember you, most likely. But when we interact online, sometimes I have a hard time remembering. But it's amazing. It's really wonderful. It's fun to see our team grow beyond just the starter kits that I sell. And it's humbling and very, just really, really neat to see that happen, because to think that I just, started with that one little calendar thing that I was going to do, and it's just turned into a business that supports my family and all these new people that I know is just really wonderful. So that is my story. Now I am going to switch over. Okay, let's see if I can remember how to do this. Why is it so hard for me every time? Okay, let's see. I want to share. That's what I've got to do. Now, one of the things I'm going to talk to you guys about is who is on my team and who qualifies to be in the Sweet Stampede. All right, I'm hoping you guys can see my my desktop, right? You can see. All right, look, I'm still a teacher. I still have to type up a PowerPoint so everybody can see what I'm talking about. Good, because this is how I want to show you guys. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is how to get involved with Stampin' Up. The one thing you need to memorize right now is 1-800-STAMP-UP. That is Stampin' Up's phone number. They have a huge group of people who answer the phones for demonstrators Monday through Friday, and they're on Mountain Time, and I think it's like 8 to 8 or something. It's like a big chunk of the day, and it goes into the evening hours. So if you have any specific Stampin' Up! Questions that deal with, inventory, back order, website, passwords, any shipment, any of that, call them. They are there to answer. They know more than I know, than maybe your upline knows. So please take full advantage of 1-800-STAMP-UP, okay? The second thing you need to do, if you haven't already, is sign in to the Stampin' Up! Webpage. Let's see. Let's log out so that you can see. I'm sure you guys have all done this, but let's just for anybody who's super brand new. Here's the customer page that we all know as a customer. You click demonstrator login, and you're gonna, when you first joined, They gave you your demo ID number, and you're going to set that up and go over. Here is where really kind of your home base for everything Stampin' Up. Generally, this right here is going to be whatever the biggest promotion is going right now. You can click on that picture, and it's going to take you to a page of whatever's there. Same with all of these right here, okay? These are kind of those big things that everybody's talking about. Down here are current updates. They put out kind of a little newsletter per se every Tuesday. So every Tuesday morning, the first thing I do is I come over here and I click on that and I read what's going on. Here's the calendar, and here are your quick stats. This is going to tell you your month-to-date sales, your quarter-to-date sales, your demo, how many downline, all of that. Then you can click on My Reports, and that's going to bring up even more detailed information for you, okay? So that is really kind of your home base, and you want to make sure you familiarize yourself with that. All right, now, let me go back over here. The next thing you need to know, you know what, let me get my notes. I should have printed this out so I don't have to flip back and forth between each, because I want to make sure that I cover everything. All right, the next thing is Stampin' Connection. Stampin' Connection, it was Stampin' Up's answer to social media years and years ago. Okay, it is a great place to go to find information, or not information, ideas, to chat about Stampin' Up. However, it's kind of slowed down. I want to show you how you get there. Once you're on the demo page, you're going to click that arrow and you're going to click Stampin' Connection. And I cannot, you guys remember, it's been 10 years for me now, so I can't remember exactly how you get added in here. I'm pretty sure it's through, I think you create a, I don't know, I can't remember. You either talk to demonstrator support, that 1-800-STAMP-UP, or you create your own account and then they have to approve you, okay? I can't remember exactly how it is, but that would be a 1-800-STAMP-UP question. So on here, there's lots of, you can see it's kind of like, it has a feed where everybody's posting stuff. There are discussion boards. There is a showcase where you can go and find ideas, events, videos, leadership, all kinds of things on here. Now, I used to spend a lot of time on here, but to be quite honest with you, I never check this anymore. And that's because over here, let's see, I think I have it. Nope, I don't have it open. Demo Planning Place is a group on Facebook for all demonstrators. And you can search it just like I did, Demo Planning Page. And you can click join, and they're going to ask you for your demo ID number. They have to verify that you're a demonstrator. So now here's where people are posting nonstop. There is so much going on this page that sometimes it's even hard to find something that you saw yesterday. This is a great place to get ideas, to hear what people are talking about. Sometimes I'll find out something that Stampin' Up! Has said or done. I'll find out here first before I've even seen it over there, because I check Facebook more. This is also where the company will do some live videos. They'll give updates. So I highly recommend that you find this Facebook group and you join it. Stampin' Up! Demonstrator Planning Place. Just search it. It'll come up. All right, let's see. There is also a Paper Pumpkin demo page on Facebook. I encourage you to join that one as well. Same thing. That's a place for us to kind of discuss Paper Pumpkin. We've recently had some issues with dimensionals in Paper Pumpkin kits, and demonstrators are talking about it over there. So it's a good place to join if you're a Facebook person. Now, also, let's go back to our demo page where we signed in. Right here, this tab is called Stampin' University. And if you are really looking to learn about being a demonstrator, you need to come over here to Stampin' University. And you guys are new, so you would click I'm a new demonstrator. There are videos and all kinds of things. You click here. There's just lots of resources. That's the word I'm looking for you. And I spend a lot of time watching or listening to videos. That's how I learn a lot of stuff. There's so many things here that you can learn from. So Stampin' University, and I'm a new demonstrator. Now, there's another one on here I want you to look at. There's a lot here: running your business, products, recruiting. My favorite thing in Stampin' University is this one right here called the Webinar Collection. And these are webinars. These are recordings of demonstrators talking about their business. These, hands down, are the most helpful things on the Stampin' Up! Page. I find training from other demonstrators way more helpful than training from Stampin' Up! Don't tell them I said that. But these are great. And if you look in, this is something I pointed out recently. It looks like there's just 4 videos. However, if you click on it, I don't know why it's not working. Oh, there we go. Oh, well, of course. And then you click this right here. There are tons of videos in here. This is actually a playlist from YouTube.
Hello.
You can scroll down.
My name
somebody's
is
talking.
And I'm a wife and
I don't know which one. It's
daughter
probably
girls,
this
aged 4
one.
and 6.
Okay, so there's tons and tons of resources here for you to listen to and watch whenever you have time. I like to do it when I'm crafting. Okay, so that is Stampin' University. Also, I have been told that there's going to be an upcoming new demonstrator webinar from Stampin' Up! On our leaders page. They told us it's something they're going to be trying in the next month. So watch your email for that and sign up for it. Even if you can't do it live, there will be a recording of it eventually. You want to have access to that. So be looking for that. All right, so now how do you get involved with our team? The Sweet Stampede, that's my team name. And if you're watching this, you're on the Sweet Stampede. The first place I'm going to send you is our Facebook group. I think that our Facebook group is the biggest source of quick information for you. If you haven't joined our group page, please let me know, email me or your direct upline, and we will get you added. This is where, just like Facebook, quick information, announcements, reminders, links, ideas, things like that. People ask questions on here. It's a great place. So make sure that you've joined that Sweet Stampede Facebook group. Now, the second thing I'm going to tell you, I don't know how to get this little bar out of here. Oh, there it goes now. Let's see if we can find it in a little while. I send out an email about once a week, and I used to religiously send it on Thursdays, but I'm not doing that anymore. It's a variety of days. I am trying definitely to send it once a week, so be looking for it. And when I send it, I also post over on Facebook that I've sent it, so you'll know if it doesn't show up. This is a great place to get information. In here, I put obviously reminders, but also links to things that are important that I think you need to know. But down here, I'm always at the bottom of my emails going to list links to my free PDFs. All my PDFs are free to everybody in my first 3 levels. So those will always be in the email for you. And if you want to register for the to-go kit, I always offer the to-go kits at a discount for my team, just the make and takes, and you buy all the products yourself so you get the discount. Those links will be here too. Also at the bottom, this is always going to be here, a link to our blog, which I'll show you in a second, the password, which changes about quarterly, and here's a link to our training video series, which I'm going to show you also. The link is always there, okay? Now, let's go back over here. Now, I'm feeling strange that I can't see you guys, so now I'm going to have to make sure I bring that back up so I can see you. Okay. I felt like I was talking to myself. Oh. Okay, so that blog, our Sweet Stampede blog right here, it is password protected, so you're going to have to type in that password to get in there. If you don't know what the password is, look on the email. I suggest you start a little folder in your email where you drag all my emails over. That way you have access to the links to those PDFs and anything else that you need. You can go look at it. So you enter that password, And then Brittany does a great job keeping our blog updated, basically with everything that I've talked about in our emails. You'll find years worth of PDFs here, and if somebody recently was looking for something from November, so she could come over here and scroll through and find posts in November, and it would have those links there. All right. All right, so blog, weekly email, monthly meetings. We have a monthly meeting every month. Typically, it is the second Monday of the month. However, sometimes that changes. Like in March, it's going to be the third Monday because my family is going to be out of town for spring break. We meet locally here in San Antonio, but I also broadcast live on Facebook, so everybody can join in the meeting. I give door prizes both locally and for online, so make sure that you always say hello if you're watching. And then I will do a Facebook Live the following day as well. I try to do a Facebook Live about once a week on our Facebook group too, to kind of keep everybody up to date with what's going on. Our make and takes at our monthly meetings are also available to anybody anywhere in the country. I always create a sign up for you guys. You can sign up to come to the local meeting or to get the make and takes to go. So be watching for that in emails and on the Facebook group. Business builders, I do a business builders call about twice a month in the evenings. We talk for about 30-45 minutes about business topics. I kind of come with something in mind that I talk about for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then we all just talk about what's going on in our businesses, questions we've had. Everybody bounces ideas off of each other. So it's a great way to kind of interact with us as a group. It's just like this, a Zoom call where you can see me and I can see you and we can talk back and forth. Watch for those dates. I usually announce them at our meeting and I include them in my emails. Swapping is a great way to get involved in our meeting. We have a swap coordinator. Her name is Anne Marie, and she is amazing. She gets everybody's swaps and swaps them and then mails them all back out. Unless you're local, then you bring them to her at the meeting and she does it right there and gives you your swaps. We do swap signups for about a week and a half after our meeting. And then you have 2 or 3 weeks to get them to Anne Marie, mail them. They have to be here the Saturday before our meeting. And then she mails them back out to you after the meeting. So it's a really great way to get involved, get lots of ideas. I don't know, swapping is just really fun. And just because we may not all be local to each other doesn't mean that we can't swap. And then the last thing I wanted to mention is Onstage. Onstage is Stampin' Up's convention. They do it about twice a year. Well, they do every 6 months, twice a year. And it rotates between continents because we're global. This April 13th is our next Onstage, and it's in Auckland, which is nowhere near us. However, there are local on-stages happening on April 13th. There are 5 locations within the United States, and many of them are still open. Some are full, but many are still open. So if you're interested in on-stage, we've got Stampeders going to on-stage at every location in the United States. So you'll be able to find somebody on our team that you can hang out with if you don't have anybody else. So be looking for that on that. There's information on the demo page about that. Now, I mentioned this earlier. Who's in the Sweet Stampede? That's anybody who bought the starter kit from me, their downline, and then their downline's downline. If that makes sense. So my 3 levels. If you're confused, if you don't know if your downline qualify for Sweet Stampede benefits, ask me or your upline, and we'll be happy to let you know. Everybody in my 3 levels get my PDFs for free, get class discounts, get team training, and team rewards. Everybody is eligible for all the rewards that I offer and the incentives. All right, so you're probably thinking, where do I start? I've got the starter kit. I'm a demonstrator, and I have no idea where to start. The first thing that I would suggest is that you pick a date. Just pick a date and put on your calendar and put it out on Facebook. Let everybody know you're having your own workshop. Do it at your house. You be the hostess and get just get it on the books. Don't overthink it. You just need to do maybe 2 or 3 projects. Everybody comes, let them know you're starting a new business. You'd love for their support. And that's a great way to kind of get that ball rolling. At that workshop, you can have people will sign up, hopefully, to host their own workshop. You can have your first class sign up ready and available so that they can sign up. Plan that monthly class. After you've got your workshop planned, your kickoff workshop, make sure you have your next event ready and planned so they can sign up for it. What I recommend is a monthly class, something that's consistent. Pick a day of the month that works for you. Thursdays were good for me. So the second Thursday of the month was always my card class. And I would do 6 cards. Really, it's 3 cards, 2 of each. I always say they're making one to keep and one to give away. So 6 cards for $15 or free with a minimum order. You want them ordering. And if you offer it that way, they're more likely to order. And if you're looking for ideas, my monthly meeting projects every month are designed to be used as a workshop or a simple class. Just take those and use those the next month. You could also do a kit class where everybody gets their own kit. Make sure you collect money ahead of time so you don't get stuck with a bunch of kits for people who don't show up. Make sure you include tax and shipping, and then add on $5 for your time and your ink that they're going to use at the kit class. Then you can turn around and offer that $5 back to them in a coupon, a $5 off an order that day. Let's see. Also, you need to sign up for DBWS, Demonstrator Business Web something. I'm sure Stampin' Up! Has emailed you about this. This is their your home base with Stampin' Up! And you get it free, I believe, for the first 30 days. Sign up because it's free. Give it a try. I will tell you, there are some bugs right now in DBWS that need to be fixed, and they're working on it, and I have heard that it's all coming in April. It's going to be kind of a new and improved DBWS. This is a great, if you don't have a blog or a website, it is worth the, whatever it is, $12 a month to have a home base link that you can send to your customers. But when you're new, you get it for free. I can't remember. It's either 30 or 60 days. So I highly recommend that you try that. Also, watch my training videos. Let me take you back over. Remember, here at the bottom of the email, well, this isn't the email. At the bottom of the email, here it is, there is this Sweet Stampede training video library. And let's see if I can find it. I had it up somewhere. Well, there it is. It's going to take you to YouTube, and these are all the trainings that I have done. They're all here. It's a playlist. Let's see how many we've got right now. We've got 23 videos here that you can watch. Some of them are a little dated. The dated ones are more towards the bottom, but I've got things on here for you. Here's last year's new demo training. How to create a host code, Pinterest, packaging, how to use USPS.com, social media, Facebook events. These videos are a great resource for you. So make sure you check those out if you're looking for, more information. How do you, because there's so many aspects of things for you to do. I can't cover them all, obviously, in this training, but that's a great place to start. Now, how do people find you? I hear this a lot. I searched for myself on the demo finder, and I'm not coming up. All right. Even if you don't have that DBWS, you need to make sure you do something. Let's see where, let's see, I can close that one, and I can close that one right here. Nope, that's not it. All right, let's go here. Let me bring the home page back up. You need to do this. Everybody needs to do this. Come over here where your name is and click Referral Policy Agreement, okay? And there are 2 things here, the Demonstrator Locator and the Demonstrator Directory. You need to accept both of those. That way, your name will come up when someone searches for a demonstrator in their area. If you don't accept those, you're not going to come up. So you've got to make sure that you do that. Then do it again. See if you come up. If you, well, you may need to give it obviously a day to kind of take effect. And if you still aren't coming up, then call demonstrator support, 1-800-STAMP-UP. But this is very important. If you want people to be able to find you and put in an online order, you have got to have accepted these two things, okay? All right. So we've done that, opting in. Now I'm going to go over a couple of things, some lingo that you're going to hear that you may think, what in the world is she talking about? The first thing is CSV. CSV is basically, it's so hard for me to explain because it's silly for us. It's commissionable sales volume, and for us, it's dollar for dollar. Because we're global, they have to translate the cost of things into other currencies. So for us, if you see 500 CSV, that means $500 for us. We're lucky that it's 1 for 1. If you live in Canada, you actually have to multiply it by 1.3 or something like that to figure out the conversion. But just know when you see CSV, for us, it means dollars. That's something that people kind of get hung up on, but for us, luckily in the United States, we don't have to worry about that too much. How do you get your discount? Well, when you submit an order, let's say you've collected $300 in orders and you're going to put it in. They've all written you a check and you're going to use your credit card at the end to submit the whole order. Well, the amount that you're submitting is going to be 20% less than the actual total. So when you deposit all those checks, you're keeping 20% of that money that they've paid you. Now, if you're just putting in your own order, I'm going to take you over to the order screen in a minute and show you. When you are putting in your own order, you're going to choose demo order, and when everything's going to come up the regular price, big shot, $110. But when you go to pay, it's going to be 20% less of what the total would be for a regular customer, okay? So when you get to that final submit screen, that's where you're going to see your discount. What are flex points and how do you earn them? Flex points are a really fun kind of a reward system that Stampin' Up! Gives us. As you can get rewarded for your sales, you can get rewarded for promoting, for leadership, all kinds of things. And then over here, there's this Flex Point store. The two most popular ways to spend your Flex Points are product credit. See, here's that CSV. So basically, that means $40, $100. When you spend your Flex Points, you can buy, basically these are gift cards for yourself on product. You can buy catalogs, you can buy, look, there's pop-up trash cans, there's all kinds of things, and it changes from time to time. There's different things in here. This is where you would get the incentive trip. If you get 160,000 points, then you can cash those in for the incentive trip. So you can also pay for our on-stage events, our twice-a-year conventions. You can get gift cards, all kinds of things. And up here at the top, it will keep a running total of your Flex Points. Also in your report, it will tell you how many Flex Points you have, what you've earned them for, all that kind of details. So you'll hear me talk about Flex Points a lot, how you can earn Flex Points. And one of the things I'm going to show you next talks about Flex Points. Quick Start. Hopefully Stampin' Up! Sent you an email in regards to Quick Start when you first joined. Quick Start is kind of a reward system for our new demonstrators. And this is the only time you can earn these Flex Points is in your first 6 months. So now here's where all the lingo starts to get confusing. If you sell 900 CSV, remember that means dollars. So if you sell $900 in your first full 3 months, and by the way, that can also mean spent $900 in the first 3 months, because we all know we're our best customer. $900 by the end of your first full 3 months, you're going to earn 5,000 Flex Points. And remember when we looked over there at Flex Points, things you can earn, product credit, all of that. That's where you're going to be able to spend those Flex Points. This is something you really want to try to hit in your first 6 months, because this is 1,500 Flex Points, which is a lot of Flex Points. Now, if you sell 1,800 CSV, which we know means dollars, by the end of your first 6 months, you get another 10,000 flex points. So together, you can get 15,000 flex points. So quick start, again, I mail everybody a card when they join, and in your card, you're going to find a chart with this quick start on it. Tape it to your refrigerator, put it up somewhere as a guide for you so that you can get those free things. If we go back over here to my Flex account, if you have 15,000 Flex points, well, you can get $100 in product credit and still have some left over. So don't leave money on the table. Really think about that. And if you're really starting to sell it, or maybe you are treating yourself and rewarding yourself, make sure that you're watching your numbers to see how close you are to those flex points. All right, so how do you order? This is always kind of the most confusing at the very beginning. So you've signed into the demo website, and here's ordering, and it's going to give you several choices. You can do a workshop order, and a workshop order is just what it sounds like. You had 5 people come to your house to do a workshop or a class, and they've all given you an order. A workshop order allows you to choose the hostess, which would be you maybe, and then enter each person's order individually. So Sally, and then enter all her stuff, enter her payment information. Susie, enter her order and all her payment information. And then at the end, it'll say the hostess has earned this many Stampin' Rewards or free stuff. So a workshop order is for a group. Now, the only limitation to a workshop order is that it cannot be shipped separately. Everybody's things are going to come together in one box to the hostess. Just kind of like, I'm sure you've all done some kind of party, maybe Pampered Chef or whatever, where everything comes to the hostess and she bags it all up and has to give it out. They're trying to change that. Well, they're working on changing that so we can have those items in a workshop shipped to people individually. But just know for now, it's all comes together to the hostess. And even if you do a class, you are the hostess, and it'll all come to you. You bag it and arrange pickup or delivery. A demonstrator order is when you're just going to put in an order for yourself. You don't need to put in anybody's credit card information other than your own, and it's just a, one person who is you order. A customer order is maybe you have a friend who wants to put in an order, and she doesn't want to do it online. She just wants you to do it. That would be customer order. You can have that shipped to them and use their credit card information on that order. Now, there's lots more that goes to ordering. I have a training on that video about host codes. So if you're interested in all of that, make sure you go and watch that training. All right. How do you get ideas? I get this question a lot. How do you come up with ideas? Well, first of all, remember the meeting planner is coming. Every month you're going to get that PDF. You're going to get my PDFs for free. You are welcome to use those projects in your classes. The only thing that we ask is that you don't sell the PDF, because I have a PDF store. But you are welcome to use those as a class, in a workshop, however you want. Also, Pinterest is a great place. And I didn't put on here Stampin' Connection. There's also a website called Split Coast Stampers, where you can even search by stamp name, and it'll show you lots of ideas. Another really great idea is to swap with us. I get tons of great ideas through swapping. So sign up for our swaps next month, and you'll see how many wonderful ideas you get. All right, I'm going to wrap up with a few last things. These are just kind of some random things. You need to watch out for scam emails. We all get them. We're not sure how they get our email addresses, but it'll come with some kind of sob story, like their boss is sick and they need to order 3 big shots and they need to mail you a check. You guys know. Not legitimate. It's going to make you think, oh, wait, somebody wants to order from me. But if it sounds fishy, it is fishy. And typically, if you get an email like that and you maybe post on our group, did anybody get an email like such and such? Somebody else will have gotten the same email. So just be on the lookout for that. It's typical, it's normal. I get them about once a month. Business training with Rhonda Wade. Rhonda Wade is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, one of the top demonstrators in the company. let's see, I had her up here somewhere. She also does business training. She has been my business coach since I started doing this full time, and she is amazing. She's no nonsense, and she has excellent business savvy. So if you are looking to really turn this into a business, the first thing I'm going to recommend is that you join her group. It's $20 a month. She does a training once a week, as well as has a Facebook Live she does. In addition to that, it's just a wealth of information. So if you want to really do this as a business, that's the first place I'm going to send you. Creating Success with Rhonda Wade is her website. I guess the last two things really kind of go together. Don't overthink it. Get involved. Ask questions. Look around on the website. Do some research. Ask your upline. Ask your friends. Ask everybody the questions that you have. We're here to help you. There's so much that I could talk about that we could literally be talking about this for hours and hours and hours. So just know that we're here, and to not overthinking, I think, is probably our biggest problem, many of us. And if you can get out of your own head and just get to work, you'll be amazed at what will happen. All right, so let's see if I can unshare this now. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. And see if any of you have any questions. No, that's not what I want to do. Okay, guys. Let's see, pause, share. Your screen sharing is paused. Okay, stop share. Now, there we go. I figured it out. All right, so anybody have any specific questions? There was one question that I did not cover that I wanted to make sure I pulled that up. Cheryl had sent me an email with some great questions. She said, what information does everyone put on their business cards? And I thought that that was a great question if you want to make business cards. You know, I put my phone number and my blog address and my email address, and that's it. There's no need for your home address. You know, if they want to find you, they can email you. So that was a good question. All right, anybody else have any other questions? No? Let's see, Julie. Okay, Julie, I think I unmuted
you. Unmuted me.
Yes.
So if you have a blog,
yeah,
or website, and then you have the Stampin' Up website where you want people to go to order your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So is it better to put for your web address, is it better to put your site, or do you put the Stampin' Up site to make sure that they get to the right site, the right place?
You know, that's a great question. I want them, you know, let me look at my business card and see what I put. The Stampin' Up address is going to take them to order, but my blog address is going to take them to ideas and videos and announcements, and there's going to be a link there to order. So I feel like if I had to pick one, it would be that. I have both on here. pinkbuckaroo.com, which is my blog, and then under that I have shop 24/7 at ericaserwin.stampinup.net.
Okay.
So you could put both, but I feel like my blog is my home base. I do more on Facebook, but not everybody's on Facebook. So I maintain that blog so that I have that home base for everybody, where I can link to that and I can send people there when they're looking for specific information.
Okay.
That makes sense? It's a good question. Good question. All right, let's see. Okay, Mary Ann, let me unmute you. Okay, I think I can hear you now, Mary Ann.
Okay, so my question has to do with when we're posting photos, either on Facebook or on a website or whatever. What are the rules around the watermarks?
Well, there's no hard and fast rules. I'll tell you a little story. Years ago, I was an artisan for Stampin' Up, and I did a bunch of projects for our convention that went up on the display board. And one of them in particular was a scrapbook page with my daughter's face right in the center, real big like this. And it was up for everybody to take pictures of course. But another demonstrator took a picture of it and then put her watermark across it and posted it. It bothered me because it had my child's face on it. Any other time I see that, I'm like, whatever. But because it had my child's face on it, it really made me mad. And it really started kind of a discussion between me and lots of friends online and stuff. If it's yours, watermark it. If it's not yours, don't watermark it. If I have a swap card maybe that I don't know whose it is, I would not put my watermark on it, but I would put swap card designed by unknown, or receive the swap card at such and such. If you know who it is, you can always say card designed by Susie, whatever. There are no real hard and fast rules other than be respectful of each other's things. People get really unhappy when someone watermarks their project. But and in my case, there's no recourse. She refused to take the watermark off of it, even though I birthed that child and her name was on it. I got it. I mean, it was a project, that she took a picture of. So I try to be very respectful of that. Does that answer your question?
It does, but I have a follow-up to that.
Okay.
I've seen on some of the photos, people actually will put images, Stampin' Up. I can't remember exactly.
The copyright.
The copyright, yeah. Do we need to do that when it's all Stampin' Up product?
So we have an angel policy. Anytime we sell a card, it's supposed to have that stamp on the back of it that says, copyright Stampin' Up. I have never heard that it has to be on a watermark. I've never heard that. I did, however, get in trouble. Well, not in trouble. Compliance from Stampin' Up called me because I didn't have that on my blog. So up at the top corner of my blog now, you'll see copyright Stampin' Up 2019. And that is like a blanket on everything on there is Stampin' Up copyright. So I don't think you need it on your watermark. I've never had it on my watermark. So I would think I would probably have. There's a lot of Stampin' Up police out there, self-appointed, that like to, report you. And I have not heard anybody, I have not gotten a phone call about that. So I would say no. But for if you want a 100% firm answer on that, I would call Stampin' Up. Compliance questions are difficult because it's a lot of times up to their interpretation, which is hard. But they're very forgiving too. If you ever do something wrong, they just tell you, please correct it. And that's it. So, but if I was to give you an answer, I would say no, you don't have to put on your watermark.
Okay, thanks.
Good question. Sure. All right. Anybody else? Thanks for joining me today. Yeah, go ahead, Julie.
Okay, so another question. When you were talking about different ideas,
Yeah.
and then you said, I know you do the PDFs.
Yep.
So I have done the dog one, being a dog person,
Yeah.
of your PDFs.
Yeah.
And was going to do a class out of it, but I want to do that to sell it kind of like you do also with
Right.
the stuff.
Right.
But I know you sell that, and you said not to use your PDF, but if I take pictures and remake that up.
Yes.
then can I
Yes.
do
So
that?
what I have always said, Rhonda Wade, who's my business coach, she and I differ a little bit in that. Hers, she says you have to rephotograph everything, type it up yourself. For me, for you guys, because I'm giving it to you for free, I want it to be a tool that simplifies this for you. So if you offer that as a class, let's say you have 10 people come, you can give them that PDF. You don't need to redo it. They have paid you for the class, and so you can give them the PDF. The only thing that I ask is not to sell the PDF by itself. Because, I offer the class for 2 weeks and then it's done. But then forever, it's available in my PDF store. So if you sold the PDF and I sold the PDF, it would, you see the difference. Right.
Yeah.
But if you're offering a class, I want you to give it to your customers for free as hey, thanks for coming to class. Here's the PDF tutorial. Absolutely. Because you guys are my downline. I mean, that's what it's designed for. So, and I don't want you to have to reinvent the wheel basically with those things. So you're more than welcome.
Even if it's an online class though.
Yeah, I think so. At this point, I think it's fine. At this point.
I have 0 customers. It's not like people are going to be buying.
Well, and you know
eventually.
What's funny is that, you know, I design the class and then I list it immediately and then I give it to you guys. And usually my window is like 2 weeks. So it's very unlikely that anybody in my group would list it immediately and be in competition with me at the same time. And even if they were, they're my downline. So it's not really competition because we're all together. So I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Good questions, you guys. Good questions. All right. Well, if you guys think of anything else, feel free to shoot me an email or a message on my weekly Facebook Lives. I try to do them Tuesdays. I didn't do one this week because we had crazy kids stuff going on, but I typically do them Tuesday mornings, and then the Business Builders every other week. That's a great way for me to answer questions, because usually if you have the question, so does 10 other people. So if you email it to me, I can add it to my list of topics and things to talk about during those times. So don't ever hesitate to reach out and ask me those questions, and I'll be happy to spend some time on them.
I have one other question.
Okay.
Sorry, but just talking about that though.
Yeah.
Because you do the Business Builders. Is that the same as, because I do belong to Rhonda Wade's class and or stuff, and have for about 6 months. Because I was a demonstrator before. So are you going over the same stuff? Is it like a waste to have both?
Not when I say this, not typically, although today I am. Usually people have sent me emails and questions and stuff, and nobody's messaged me, so I have nothing else really to cover. So today I am going to talk about what she talked about today. But I just spend about 10 minutes up at the top, and then I just spend time, because people who join like this will ask questions. Or, you know, hey, this happened with a customer, how do I handle it? And somebody else will chime in. I think that that's the biggest benefit of Business Builders, is the not just that I'm talking and answering questions, but that we're all talking together and everybody's chiming in like, oh, that happened to me, or this is what I do. I learn just as much during Business Builders as everybody else. So I would say only maybe like 20% of the time do I just solely kind of talk about what she talks about. But again, I don't go in far in depth as she does. And then it's recorded too. So if you don't want, maybe you've got other things going on, you can always turn it on in the background later on in the recording.
Okay.
All right, you guys. Well, thanks so much. Welcome to the team. We're here to help. Let us know. And good luck. All right.